Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be going over some of the progress I've made on the wing sections for the Nebula V2 after my new updates from the previous crash. I'm using the CNC hot wire cutter I designed to cut out the primary segments of the wings, and I'll be using a handheld wire cutter to do the flaps for the wings. Here are the three main cutouts for the wing. I ended up increasing the span of the wing from 254 centimeters up to 264 centimeters, and I increased the root chord to 24 centimeters from 23. Overall, this ended up increasing the aspect ratio from 12.01 up to 12.8 and gives a bit more surface area for the planform. It also gives the added benefit of having an increased flap area, because I can fit thicker cord flaps into the back of the wing. The first cut attempt ended up not going too well because the flap ended up staying attached to the wire through surface adhesion or something, and then that ended up cutting through the leading edge of the flap. Having my wife hold the flap and pull it away when the cut was finished ended up producing a lot cleaner cut and didn't damage the flap. did attempt to repair the first bad flap cut by putting tape into the recess for the flap slot on the main part of the wing, and then filling that with spackle and pushing the flap into it, but that ended up not curing very well and didn't have a good surface finish. The rest of the process at this point is cleaning up the wing and prepping it to get fiberglassed. After fiberglass cures, I'm going to end up cutting out the ailerons and cutting in the recess for the servos. Each wing half ended up weighing about 142 grams each without the flap. To put this in comparison to the previous wing design, which was half 3D printed and then foam covered, that ended up weighing 840 grams without the fiberglass covering. Now that did include the motor mount with the motor in it, so adding that in, this would end up weighing about 420 grams, which is still about 500 grams less than the previous wing design. For the actual fiberglassing part, I'm trying something I've seen a lot of DLG and F5J glider makers do, where they end up using the actual cutouts, the scrap pieces from cutting out the wing, as like mold halves to press the fiberglass against the wing, and then also spraying spray adhesive onto the wing and onto the fiberglass cloth so I can better adhere it before putting on the actual epoxy. used a squeegee to press the wax paper into the epoxy and resin, and then use that to try to squeeze out excess resin from the wing. It probably would have been better if I put a layer of peel ply in between the wax paper and the epoxy to pull out extra epoxy. This method seemed like it ended up having extra ridges of excess epoxy that stayed instead of getting it all pulled off. Overall, I think I could have prepped the G code for the wire cutter to end up cutting out pieces that would work better as a mold. I need more excess space on the leading edge and the trailing edge to get a tighter fit in terms of the excess material. Besides that, I also needed more pressure on the top side and a more even pressure distribution. After fiberglassing, the wing's weight ended up at 544 grams, which is a 402 gram addition. The previous wing design after fiberglassing weighed 1,244 grams. So after all the electronics addition to this should be somewhere around the 800 gram range, which is about a 400 gram difference. I am going to end up needing to sand down the surface of the wing a bit because there were wrinkles added from the wax paper. And then also the leading edge bulged out a bit due to there not being good confining pressure in the leading edge. But I think I'll just tear off and sand the leading edge, and then when I attach to the motor mount, I'll end up doing a fresh layer of fiberglass on just the leading edge to give a nice surface finish. But yeah, thanks for watching everyone.